Welcome to another episode of Fear the Talking Heads. I'm super stoked about today because I happen to love Jason X, and I know some people think that it's like, but we're all four going to talk about it, and we all have different ideas on this. Rachel, I am so interested in hearing what you have to say because you're not really a huge Freddy fan, so this could be very entertaining for us today. Yes, you guys have all seen us here before, Eric, Joanna, and Rachel, all different. I mean, the bottom two here, Joanna and Rachel, huge Freddy fans. I love Freddy too. Jason is more, would you say you're more of a Freddy fan versus Jason, or pretty equal?
I'm definitely more of a Freddy fan. I like some wit with my, blood.
I already know
I'm
Rachel.
definitely more of a Freddy fan too.
Yes.
And when we get into it, I'm going to talk about how this movie just kind of emphasizes why I'm not really a Jason fan.
Hey, Nathan.
Nathan.
You, Eric. Are you about in the middle?
I think I like Jason as a character more, but I think I like the Freddy movies more than the Friday the 13th movies because of the creativity. Because in a dream, you can do whatever the hell you want. Even though Jason's, a zombie and has been killed 200 times, he's still based in reality. You know what I mean? Until we get to space and hell and stuff like that. Freddy, ever since the beginning, can do whatever he wants. So I think I'm more of a fan of his movies, but I just think Jason's is just a little cooler, just the way his looks have changed. The creativity with weapons and stuff like that. So I guess 50-50. I'll take the easy way out of that answer.
Yes. Oh, and it's funny because there's 3 out of 4 of us that are wearing Jason stuff. And you look at Rachel and Rachel's like, I refuse.
Jason merch. I don't even own the Friday the 13th movies, and I own most of the big series. But you know what? I think I will buy it at some point, just to have the collection because I'm a collector. I love physical media, so I think at one point I will buy them, and especially because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you've just got to start buying stuff because it's all going to start disappearing soon. So while you can, but no Jason merch here. But never say never.
Well, you've heard Eric talk about it because he's a completionist and he'll even collect the ones he doesn't really want.
Yeah. I've got Halloween 5 and I've got Halloween 2018 and Halloween Ends. It seems like it's the Halloween movies that are forcing me to waste my money, or however you want to see fit. But yeah, I am sadly a completionist. I'm trying to get off of that, but it's slow. It's slow, but it's happening. But yeah,
and I was going to say, quick shout out to Jason Shepard. I don't know if he has any more of these hats, but this one's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
He was at Spawn. He had a table at Spawn, and I had to stop by and grab one of these up. But yeah, he has some really cool trucker hats. And let me just hide this for a second so we can see Joanna's. Hold up your mug, because I've seen that mug before on Amazon.
The mug was cool.
Coveting
that is cool.
Eric,
it is a good mug.
Shirt.
My shirt?
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
That is cool. I love it.
And I just now noticed that it shows half Jason as normal Jason and then half Uber Jason. I didn't see that before.
The t-shirt?
Yeah.
No, it's full Uber.
Is it full Uber?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see half of them. Okay, cool. Now
it's my body type that's thrown off the image. We'll leave it at
that. Jake said it has boobs. My second favorite kill franchise, debunked by Mythbusters, and a cameo by Cronenberg. What more do you want? Yeah.
There's some more that I want, but we haven't gotten there yet. Trust me.
But yeah, I only just found out about it being debunked by the Mythbusters. I know exactly what he's talking about, and we'll just, get into that right away. Does anyone disagree that this was the best kill? The liquid.
I agree. It's amazing kill.
Of the movie or the franchise, or how do you want to say that?
The movie.
The movie. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that's easy. That's the easy answer. Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Remembered anything from this film, but I remembered this kill. Like off the movie, I could only remember like a couple of scenes, and this was one of the scenes that was like burned in my brain because it is a great kill.
And I ended up, and I think that's the one that was playing during the intro too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, why don't I have a video of this? It's like, oh yeah, because I played it during the intro. But I was having fun playing with things I haven't yet on StreamYard. There's so many goodies with the bells and whistles in there. But yeah,
Nice.
this was one that I feel like out of all the movies, there's at least one kill. Like we were talking the last time we all got together with Freddy versus Jason, how the folding up the bed was the one that stands out. And this is definitely one that stood out for me too. And like Jake said, Mythbusters did do an episode where they had debunked it, but I don't care. I don't care if it's realistic or not. I like my horror to have a bunch of silly stuff in it. So there.
This is the 10th freaking movie in a series about a guy that's been dead since part 4. He's now in outer space, and we're worried on if the nitrogen head crush is a real thing. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, right?
Never mind me. Anyway.
Yeah, Barb hits buttons she knows she's not supposed to, and then she disappears.
I know.
I was like, oh God, did we lose Barb? Okay.
She was pissed that Miss Butcher's debunked the kill and everything, so she didn't want to talk about it. She left.
I know. Like it's very much like, oh, what does this button do? I don't know. Eric has seen me do that before, and thank God Eric likes to talk because
thanks.
He takes over for me, and it works out really well. But one of the other scenes that I thought was worthy of mentioning is this one, and I don't know if you guys had paid attention to it or not, but it's just like there's a body right next to you guys, and you're making out right next to what you think is dead Jason.
I get it. I made the joke that it's the 10th movie, and it's the joke, the sex is what wakes him up, and that's what causes him to kill, type of thing. But I couldn't get past just the cheesy dialogue about how they're not just doing it next to the dead body, they're doing it next to someone who is basically like their teacher. And I couldn't get past the fact that this actor looked more like Fez from that 70s show than anything. So that was really it was really taking me out of it. I'm like, I don't need to have some chick telling Fez that she thinks Jason's hung like a mammoth when they're supposed to be doing work and shit. Like, I'm just like, ooh, this is rough. But
did she say that?
You guys will be able to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she said that. She said something like, "Oh, I bet he's hung like or something." And I remember being like, "Why are we commenting on Jason's size? Like, what are we doing now that we're speculating on how hung Jason is?" And I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but I actually have a note here where I'm like, "Oh God, why is everyone in this film so horny? Because what is going on in this ship?" And
it's the future. That's what happens in the future. Yeah.
Maybe space makes you horny.
Exactly.
Joanna, you might be onto something there.
The space pheromones is what it is.
Yes.
Space pheromones.
Makes
so bad. Hello, kitty.
It was like a
yes. She's gonna be behind me now, looking at my toys.
She's precious. Oh,
thank you.
I'm curious. Did anyone that upper left pick? Did anyone else get Hannibal vibes from that?
Oh yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
A little bit, yeah. I love how Kane's eye just kind of scrolled towards the guy, the one guard.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering, is that Kane? Like, because obviously this is Kane Hodder playing Jason, and you'll have some stunt doubles as well. But yeah, I was wondering when we were watching it, I'm like, is that Kane under the mask there? Yep. So that's cool, but it is.
Yeah, this was his last go round playing Jason Voorhees, and I just thought it was actually kind of cool seeing him in some of the scenes where he's just like, I thought, geez, Kane, you got some anger management issues. You need to work out.
He kills 10 people within the first 3 minutes of this movie?
Yes.
Good Lord. And they were good kills too, because they were
research
rough.
Facility I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, there was no one at that research facility. And I swear, after the first scene happened, and you've got that research chick, the one that ends up getting frozen. And, I'm like, okay, girl, you know that they're going to get Jason. You know what they're going in there to do. But when that guy comes flying out the door and she's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, who is. You know what's in that room. Why are we bothering to ask what's going on? Why aren't we just running? I was like, no time for dialogue, just run. And then when she finally got him into the cryo thing or whatever, and she approaches the door, I'm like, dude, that is Jason Voorhees. You know that's Jason Voorhees. Why are we going anywhere near him? Especially because his machete can apparently cut through bloody steel. But I was just like, as soon as she got stabbed, I'm like, girl, you deserve that. Okay. Anyone who goes and looks that closely at Jason, you deserve that. So yeah, I was so not impressed with those first 10 minutes. Everyone being so stupid.
You feel better, Rachel?
Yeah. Oh, I've got so much more to come.
Oh,
Eric.
I know.
So much more.
Joanna, what were your thoughts on that whole cryo? Did you like how they basically introduced, like, hey, this is how he's going to get into space, is, people, you're going to fast forward through this many years and people are going to find him and bring him aboard?
I mean, I didn't really have much expectations for this, so I was like, okay, that's how they handled it. I just kind of accepted it and like, let's do this.
Well, I know. So this is from Todd Farmer's been on Bonehead Weekly several times. And one of the things I guess that he mentioned on there was that he was looking to actually, when he wrote the screenplay for it, he wanted it to be more like Aliens, where people are kind of fighting for their life on this ship. And then it ended up being a whole different ball game where, the comedy was introduced and it was more of like sci-fi comedy. Would you say, Eric? Is that how you
this is a definite horror comedy, or sci-fi channel comedy, as we were calling it. But like I said, ever since part 6, you know what I mean? These movies have gotten cheesier and cheesier and cheesier, like as they go on. Even my favorite, Jason Goes to Hell, is super cheesy. You know what? Again, what do you expect? Unless you went in this movie completely blind and didn't know he's going in space, those expectations kind of have to be in the basement. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know, because we don't have to talk about how low the budget is going into this movie or what have you, but you got to know that those expectations are going to be low. If we're jumping 400 and something years into the future, he's going to be in space. He's somehow frozen. I mean, honestly, what do you expect? So you just got to accept it and just go along for the ride, in my opinion.
See, look, you mentioned Bonehead Weekly, and here comes Joe. It's like he has radar. We're the dancing cat. Well, you missed Joanna's cat's butthole a little bit earlier.
We
Sorry.
did have a dancing cat.
Well, don't worry, Joe. There's the replay for that. So.
Yes. One of the other parts that I know Eric has been really looking forward to talking about.
Oh, God, what? I hate you.
I
hate you so much.
I know you hate me, but you're stuck with me, so.
There's the 90.
I get it. It is what it is, but it's one of those scenes that just is so out of place, even with something that I'm already in the basement with. It's like I mentioned it once I was doing a stream with you and Rachel. It's like Corey Haim in the bathtub in The Lost Boys. You know what I mean? Why is this fucking scene in this movie? I get it. This isn't the first time, even in this franchise, we've seen a student try to go after a teacher to get a good grade. That happened in Manhattan. But, I mean, maybe this is the newest kink in 2455 where he wears the nightie and she's in the leather with the nipple clamps. It is what it is, but it's weird saying this. Like, again, in a movie where we're in the future and it's, basically aliens, but Jason's the xenomorph. This seems out of place in that type of a movie. And it's like the Corey Haim scene. Like, let's say you're introducing this movie to someone who has never seen The Lost Boys or Jason X before, how do you explain this? You know what I mean? You have all the badass vampires and then Corey Haim's dancing around in the bathtub. You have all this cool backstory and Jason's already killed 20 people in the beginning. And then you have the nipple clamp. It's just like one of those. It's like, what are we watching? And is my friend who I told to watch this with me going to still be my friend afterwards and finish the movie? So that's my problem with this scene. It's just like, what is it? It sticks out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? That sore thumb is like, swollen. There you go. It sticks out like a sore nipple, and that nipple has just like swollen because it's that much. It sticks out that much that shouldn't be in this movie. That's all it is to me.
It was
It's
funny
terrible.
though.
Oh, it was. Well,
Was it
you know what? Comedy's subjective. Some people like fart jokes. Some people like nipple clamps. You know, it is what it is. So,
I'm so with Eric. This just took. I mean, again, like Eric said, this movie premise is already stupid enough. Like we don't need adding this kind of stuff. This scene and the scene where the robot chick is all like, "Oh, I want nipples so I can be a real good." Like someone's very obsessed with nipples behind the scenes of this movie, I think, because like the robot girl being all like, "Oh, what do these look like?" I was like, what is happening here? And then she's all like, "Oh, so I can be a real girl." And I'm like, this is giving like Barbie at the end of the movie.
so was this your first time
Like-
watching Jason X, Rachel?
No, this is my second time, Eric. But like I said,
You
I
forgot
haven't seen this
everything.
movie since I was 17 years old. So 23 years ago. All right. So 23 years since I've seen this movie. And I did not remember this at all. This was like, I'm just sitting there minding my business watching the movie. And all of a sudden I was just like, Jesus Christ,
See?
what is happening?
You pass. Okay. All right. And now you'll never forget it, Rachel.
No, unfortunately, just seared in my brain now. Oh dear. But you know, this was just
Yeah.
I wonder, like, when these actors got this script, like, did they read this scene and were like, like, oh, how can I approach this? Or they were just like, are these guys crazy? Like, was there any kind of conversation behind the scenes going, why are you making me do this?
What if this was like reshoots and like the fans were saying we needed more nipples, but they got the wires crossed and it was the male actor that said, I'll do it, that way we can keep our R rating or whatever it is, or we don't have to edit much for TV.
You guys are doing all this
terrible.
kink shaming, and Joanna was turned on by this scene.
All right, kink shaming. Hey, whether you like, nipple clamps or feet or whatever you're into, we
I'm
don't
like-
say that.
Joanna.
I-
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Joanna.
as long as
I feel attacked right now.
I know. I thought you would.
But one thing I do know, we love premarital sex.
Oh
oh God, that was the other scene I remembered. I could very clearly remember these two naked chicks talking about premarital sex, and I couldn't remember the context. So I'm watching this whole movie going, where are these chicks going to come from? Why do we have like a Camp Crystal Lake thing? It was so confusing because I kept waiting for that scene to happen. And when it finally did, I was like, oh, okay, this actually does make more sense than I remember it making. But like, yeah, when you see this movie and you've only got like a couple of flashes in your head and then you're trying to put it all together, that was fun.
I'm like, I can't see. I'm blind, you guys. So we're gonna see if this is the one.
Okay.
That was a fun program. Yeah.
Yep. Good
Is it
Lord.
sick and twisted that thud cracks me up every time I hear it?
Mhm.
So bad.
No,
I feel like a terrible person.
I haven't seen a lot of the Jason films. I haven't seen a lot of Friday the 13th, but you know certain things when you watch a lot of horror. You hear certain things. So I of course know the sleeping bag kill. So when he picked, when they cut back and he's like just wailing on them with the sleeping bag, I'm like, oh, that's clever. I know that one. I actually recognize this. I felt very like, oh, I get this one. Yay!
And I do like that for being a futuristic movie, that was just kind of a little love letter to everyone, that was maybe missing classic Jason. I just thought that was so cool that they put that into the movie. And I mean, that scene of all of them, like people's favorite kill from the franchise, one of their favorite kills anyway. Jake. We get it.
Yes, he does.
What did you guys think about the cast of characters? Were there anyone that stood out to you? Eric, I know what you're gonna say.
Well, I'll let the other ladies go first then.
Okay. All right. Joanna, you want to go
Joanna,
first?
you go first.
Like someone that stood out to you in the characters that you're like, didn't want them to maybe die or something?
No, I was happy with all the deaths. Very much.
Everyone dies.
I was like, okay, yeah, good. I was like, yeah, screw that guy. Yeah. So, no.
Corkscrew kill. Oh, yeah. Kill. Okay. That's from 4? Am I right?
The
I think
corkscrew? No, when that guy
in
falls on
Jason
like the
X.
auger.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I had an intro to. The you're screwed. He's screwed. How is so and so? Oh, he's screwed. I love jokes like that because it's so like dad jokes. Eric was like, "No, Barb."
It's like bad Barb.
Yeah,
I did
that's
say
I was
that. I
last
said that
night.
in our text. Yeah.
As I said the dialogue is cracking me up, and he's like, "No, Barb, no."
Barb. Mhm. I'm with Eric, man. And I'm with Joanna as well. Like these, when you said, what do you think of the characters? My first thought was, what characters? Like none of these people were like real people. And I think like that was bugging me a bit about this movie. And again, I know it's a stupid premise. You have to go in with a grain of salt, et cetera, et cetera. But like there are other movies in this franchise and other franchises that have stupid premises, but still manage to build an okay story. Like, I mean, we just did Freddy versus Jason, which, you know, it's a very simple premise. We want to get these two guys to fight, but we built this whole story about, you know, the kids on Elm Street and the suppression of the nightmares and stuff. Whereas this was literally just Jason on a ship in space. That was it. There was like no characterization. There were no character arcs. It was literally just Jason's just killing people in space. The only character I got mildly attached to was the unfrozen scientist girl, because she actually was like, dudes, it's Jason Voorhees. Like, you need to like listen to me. You're not going to be able to take him down. So she at least was kind of a character, but like all the and I didn't mind the robot chick, especially when they like terminated her up. She was fun. But like no one else, everyone else was just so annoying. There's always some old white dude who wants to get money and ends up fucking things up. I mean, that's what happened in the beginning, when it happens halfway through the movie, it's always the same. But no, like, and what I found surprising was, for a 2000s movie, I didn't recognize a single actor. Like I thought for sure I'd be seeing like, oh, this person's from here, this person's from there. I didn't recognize a single person. I think there were like a couple that were like vaguely familiar, but nah, man, these characters, not so much. I was like Joanna. Every time someone died, I was like, yes. Oh, except for the guy I started calling Timu Lawrence Fishburne. The big black security guard. I started calling him Timu Fishburne because he looked like Lawrence Fishburne to me.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty cool. But yeah, no, these characters were terrible. Take it away, Eric.
I'll say this: the characters are a step above Freddy versus Jason, because I didn't hate every one of them like I did in Freddy versus Jason. I'll give Rowan, the final girl, I'll give her credit, because even though she did seem kind of dumb for a scientist in the very beginning, she got smarter as the movie went on, I guess. Sergeant Brodsky is the Lawrence Fishburne character you were talking about, Rachel. I liked him. He was just he was generic, but it was fun seeing a tough character in a movie full of wimps, because I didn't give two shits about any of the Marines. I really didn't. They were just there for the dad jokes. You know what I mean? And the dad jokes failed. The rest of the characters, Jesus Christ. The two horn dogs, you know, What's Your Face and Fez, didn't care about them. You had the bitch character, air quotes, with the nipple clamps, you know, we'll call her that. She did her job too well, being unlikable, but then she always had these lines of dialogue that I hated. Not just that it sucks on so many levels. You know, she has more than just that bad line of dialogue. Like, all of your friends are dying, and you're worried. You want to make sure that Rowan doesn't rip your pants. You know what I mean? When you're running away from Jason and stuff like that. But KM was fine. The robot was fine. She was obviously, she was very wooden, but again, she's an android. There are little bits and pieces of like her body language that I did like from the actress, but the worst is the dork that built her. I can't stand that guy so much. He's in love with the love doll, basically. That's all he cares about. Even when everyone else is dying, I told Barb, take a shot every time the guy yells KM. The ship's blowing up, but you want the mannequin head. That's all that matters to you. You know what I mean? And the thing I really couldn't stand is after he uploads her, you know what I mean? And she comes out looking all badass. He walks like out with a swagger. I get it, dude. You just got laid, but you're walking out with a swagger to Jason Voorhees. You call him Slappy. And I literally last night when I was watching this with my wife, I yelled, "Shut the fuck up" at my TV when he said that. I wish someone slapped him. Like, he's too, like, I get it. He's having that just had sex swagger, you know what I mean? As people sometimes have, but I'm like, you've seen what this guy can do. I don't care that you just slept with a robot. You should be a little intimidated about Jason Voorhees, and you've been a big dork, you know, for the first hour and 20 minutes we've seen you. You can't be Macho Man now, you know what I mean? So I could not stand him. And then he's not the best actor. Like when he's trying to upload Camp Crystal Lake 1980, you know, the whole hologram thing, and he's trying to act scared and intense. I'm just like, was there no one else auditioning for Sauron that day? You know, Jason Isaac, Todd Farmer, what the fuck was you guys' problems? Did you not show up that day and had your assistant pick him? So David Cronenberg was good. I'll give it that.
Yeah, David Cronenberg, no one expected to see something like that. Although I did find out that he only wanted to be in it if he got killed off.
Of course.
Yeah, why else would you want to be in a Friday the 13th movie, right?
Yeah, he was fun, you know, because I'm a big Cronenberg fan, so it was fun seeing him. And like I said, KM was fine, Rowan was fine, Brodsky was cool. It's just the rest, nah, it's just filler, and it's bad filler.
Well, I felt like KM. It's weird because I think that whole Mandela effect thing happened for me because for years I had it in my head that KM was the final girl because I thought, man, how come we never hear anything about how awesome KM was? Like, oh, because I remembered wrong. It was actually Rowan. Rowan is the one that didn't actually lose her head by the end of it, whereas, you know, the android did. And I thought it was cool that they also took basically, if they're pulling from Aliens to try to make this, she's the version of Ripley, like the female version, essentially Ripley, right?
Mixed with a little bit of Bishop, yeah, the android. But she had some good moments. Like I said, I love again the characters. I hate the dork that gets his arm cut off, but I love the part when he gets the morphine or whatever it is put into him, and he's like, "I love you," you know, and she gives him that little smile. So there is a little bit with her that I like. I love how when it's Uber Jason and she kicks him and then she turns around, she just says, "You better run," and then Jason just knocks her head off. It's just like, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? that type of fun stuff that is involved with her. So she does overall, I think, add positively to this movie.
Yes, I would have to agree. And when we were talking about Brodsky earlier,
Jason fucking Voorhees, that's what's going on.
I love that part. But yeah, I mean, we thought he was a goner at one point.
Yep.
What line did he end up using? You know, when he gets stabbed.
It'd take more than a poke in the ribs to put this old dog down.
And he's like,
that'll
that's
do it.
Yeah,
That'll do it. Yeah.
Like I told you last night, Barb, I liked him enough that I let that joke slide. You know.
Yeah. Well, if a movie doesn't have good dialogue that can make me laugh, even if it's dad jokes, I just don't know if I want to go back and rewatch it then. You know, but this had enough of those, whereas Freddy versus Jason, now that I'm comparing the two, it didn't. I don't feel like Freddy versus Jason had enough meat on its bones for the dialogue. After having seen that one not that long ago and now seeing this one, I have to say they did more with it. So they kind of obviously kept some of what Todd put into it in the screenplay. I mean, sure, they changed it, and that does happen, but I was really happy with how it turned out, you know, that it does seem like a movie that came from Sci-Fi Channel, like an
It does, especially, like I said, I have a high-def TV, so you can really see those 2001 Sci-Fi Channel, like outer space special effects and stuff like that, but it does add to the charm that this cheesy movie has. And like I said, these characters aren't as eye-rolling as Freddy versus Jason, and that's because there's actually characters here I enjoy, and I didn't like any of them in that movie. But also the thing is, the problem with Freddy versus Jason is there's not enough Freddy versus Jason. We get a lot of Jason in Jason X, and that really helps because there are some people that just go to see Jason hack up a dozen teens, and it did its job here with some weird shit thrown in the middle. Like, I remember the first time I saw this, like, I saw this on a bootleg VHS because it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And, you know, it was the early days of the internet for me, and I was on a bunch of message boards, and I found a VHS copy, and we watched it. Still went to the theater and saw it to give it its money. Me and my brother were the literally only ones in the room that day, but we still did it. But I remember when they were throwing, like, you know, hey, this clip has been leaked and stuff like that. The weirdest thing was the clip that was leaked that I saw that really had me kind of turned off to the movie because I didn't know what it was going, where the direction it was going. Was first, it wasn't in English, but it was the CGI training sequence with the monsters. So already I can't understand the
Yeah.
dialogue because it was
Mhm.
leaked online from like Russia or something like it doesn't matter. But you have Azrael standing there, and then there's this big, or Todd Farmer, one of the two. There's this big giant Dungeons and Dragons looking monster behind him. It gets blasted, and then a second one gets blasted, and then Azrael's cut in half, but it looks like really bad. Like he's literally like whoop, fall,
Yep.
carved in half,
Mhm.
still talking. And I'm just thinking, what the fuck is happening? What has Jason X fallen into? You know what I mean? Because again, they've gotten weirder and weirder as the movies have gone on. But now I'm seeing like now we have demons and people getting cut in half, but they're still talking. It's another one of those like those nipple clamp scenes that it's just kind of like, hey, we need more sci-fi. You know, we needed more sex there. We need more sci-fi, and they still went the weird route and threw in a bunch of monsters because now they got to be space marines and training, and then Jason shows up. It's just one of those weird, wacky moments that I don't really think fits. You know, I this is one of those movies where I just want to see Jason hack people up for real and not CGI space monsters.
Well, one of the
Did not. Oh, sorry, Bob. Do you mind if
Go
I just?
ahead.
I was watching, and I'm sitting here. So what I do when I watch new movies is I text myself, and I just like send my I'm just sitting there, just like watching lots of things, and just like texting myself, just like what the hell's? And I literally stop, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? There are dinosaurs on this ship, and I was like, oh, it's simulation. But like, I was so confused. I was just so thrown because your first thought is not going to be, oh, this is a VR simulation. It's going to be like, are they going to different planets and just picking up like dinosaurs and random monsters and stuff? And similar to Eric, when the guy got like split in half and like the effect was so bad, and I was like, what are we doing with this budget? Did we just throw the budget out the window? And then he's still talking, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's a simulation. It's like, oh, well, that was 5 minutes of confusing crap for absolutely no good reason. Like, what the hell? So yeah, that really threw me, that one.
Yeah, I think they wanted to get us thinking about like what is happening here. Joanna, what was your thought on that? Wasn't that kind of a fun scene though? And he's like, I don't know, end the game. Todd Farmer, who played Dallas, where he was just like got his head chopped off in the game, and he's like, end game. I'm sick of this.
Yes, I'm like, it's like what first world problems, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely was confused at first. And then I was like, oh, I think they're just like, is this, now I'm like, oh, was it a training exercise? Because I thought this is like what they're doing on their rec time, just having, playing some video games. And I'm like, well, that makes more sense now that it's like a training simulation.
I did feel kind of bad for that Israel kid though, because when he picked him up and broke his back and just threw him, first of all,
I love that kill. I love
but
it.
You know what it reminds me of, even though it came first? Halloween Kills.
I don't remember what scene.
Cameron by the staircase. That poor kid.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for Azrael because he was lifted up, and then Todd Farmer shot him, and Azrael could have run away. Remember, this kid's like, what, 18, 19? You dumbass, don't jump back. What are you going to do to Jason? Don't jump on his back, piggyback, saying, I got him. No, you don't. Shut up.
No, you don't.
But my favorite part was, I like when, like, go back to the head crushing kill. I love when he smashed her face. He just threw her down and went about his way. He grabs Azrael, snaps his back, and then just like he's trash, and then goes to kill Todd Farmer. So it was a great kill, but that kid, I hate to say he got what he deserved, but in a horror movie, he got what he deserved for just being a dumbass.
Oh, yeah, Patrick's here.
Hey, Patrick. I figured he'd be here for Jason X.
When he jumped on Jason's back and he's like, I got him. I literally wrote, I'm like, oh, you don't got him. And then like 2 seconds later, it was like, yep, you don't got him. And there were so many moments of that where they were like, oh yeah, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And I'm like, okay, look, I might not be the biggest Jason fan. I might not find him that impressive, but it's fucking Jason Voorhees, man. You don't got him. None of you have got him. Okay. It's just...
No, you are not wrong.
I find it weird that they knew about Jason Voorhees 424 years into the future. Like when the dudes are talking and he's like, oh yeah, something Voorhees. And he's like, oh, is it Jason Voorhees? It's like, Yeah, because your mind would like how do you just study ancient serial killers? Are you just is he up there with like Michael and Freddy and all the rest? Like the fact that they knew exactly who Jason was, like just I know it was a bit much for me. Again, in a movie set in space with Jason, you've got to take stuff with a grain of salt. But even in this movie, there were parts where it was like, okay, this is ridiculous, even for this premise. This is ridiculous.
They went really far out into the future too. Like, did you guys have to go 455 years into the future?
Why not?
I know, it was really far, wasn't it?
It wasn't even. Well, at least it
random
wasn't.
number.
Yeah, at least it wasn't like a generic, rounded up number like 450 years. They had to make sure it's 455 years. Stuff like that.
We're
Joanna,
realistic.
anything to add?
Oh, no. Those years, that just makes it more realistic just to throw in not a quite a round number. I agree. Because everything else is so realistic.
Right? Yeah, that's what I like about the Friday the 13th franchise is that it's so ridiculous. I mean, a lot of it is so ridiculous. But this one does land in my top 3. This one, along with the number 3 and the reboot. And I know a lot of people don't like the reboot either, but I feel like what's not to love?
That shows me being an outlier. I actually liked the 2009 remake. And again, I haven't seen a lot of Jason films and I'm not the biggest Jason fan. Like I've really seen the OG and just a few others. But the 2009, I actually liked that. I except for Jason randomly just being a kidnapper. I was like, why is he kidnapped this chick and he's just like maybe if he did like some sort of weird like mummy dress up like
he's lonely in the woods, that's all.
Psycho type thing. Yeah, but no, I didn't mind the remake, but I know that I am in like the minority when I say that.
Yeah, but if you like something, you like something. There's nothing wrong with it.
True.
My problems with the reboot is just the characters. I can't stand the characters. They're just too dumb and obnoxious, and we're following the most obnoxious ones for the 90 minutes. That's my problem.
That's a rabbit hole I'm always willing to go down because a lot of people do agree that the first set of people in the beginning were actually better than the next set of people that came after.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Jake said reboot rules, my second favorite Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason or Derek Mears.
Yeah, he was a good Jason.
He was actually a scary Jason. Like when he was running at someone, I don't know. I was like, you better pick up the pace, Bacani, because because he was super fast.
Yeah, he was a really good Jason.
Alvin said he saw the reboot for the first time on a plane. I wonder how many times people have seen a movie for the first time on a plane. I mean, I hear this
under my belt that I saw for the first time on a plane. First time I ever saw Speed when I fell in love with Keanu Reeves was on a plane. Oh yeah, I can still remember that. And like a few other movies here and there that I remember seeing for the first time on a plane. So yeah, but horror movies on a plane, interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a lot of horror movies because they usually try to keep the selection a bit more chill. I think on purpose so that people aren't like watching super high stress stuff on airplanes. When you're already in an anxious state.
Or people getting their nipples twisted,
Yeah. Imagine some kid just looking over at your screen and just being like, Mommy, what's that? That's like, okay, never mind, sweetie. We're just watching a horror film.
Oh my God. That's not something you'd expect to see in a horror film either. I feel like,
Dad, what's going on? Ask your mother.
Walk away.
Eric, you sound like you've used that line before. Eric is a dad. So.
I got a 14-year-old, and if she wants to annoy me, I just go ask your mom. I don't have to. I just got home from work. Leave me alone.
I was thinking, like all of the different things that Eric didn't like, as far as dialogue goes, he actually did think this one was good.
Out there. Why don't you just stick your head out and have a peek?
Hey, man, every now and then, what do they say? Sunlight shines on a dog's ass, Eventually, you find that needle in the haystack. So, and it's from a character that I don't like, and it's from a character that I don't like too. So I have to give credit where credit's due. That was a fun little bit of dialogue.
That's true. Well, I think the one that I don't remember if this one you did like, and apologies if the wrong one is showing up because this happens sometimes on StreamYard.
It's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
Did it show it on your end? No.
I couldn't.
Nope.
Something's happening now. Oh.
Sometimes this happens with StreamYard where you'll click on one and the one next to it plays. It's
It
kind of
looked right now. It's her frozen. She's about ready to say Jason fucking Voorhees. That's what I see on my screen.
so we'll take this
But I
off.
heard that he just wants his machete back, which I did find pretty funny.
I know it's so funny. I'm like, I
that
love.
dude was so dumb in that
God,
moment.
I
that
hated him so much.
I was just marveling at the levels of stupidity in that scene.
Clearly,
Then the
StreamYard
genuine-
just decides what it wants to play.
Like, he was so relieved. He's like, it's okay. He just wants his machete. It's like, yeah, but what does he want his machete for, dude? There is no good reason for anyone to ever want a machete. Like, even if that is the case, it's still not a good thing. Oh man, these people
Again, he's like Rowan. You know, we said she wasn't very bright. You know, in her position, he's a pretty fucking dumb professor if he can't put two and two together. You know, that this maniac who's already killed people in the ship, and you know he's done that. He's just standing there with the machete. Oh, he'll just let me leave. Sure, he will.
Yeah.
Okay.
all the blood rushed from his head to his nipples, and you know he's
He was still on that. He was still on that high, is what it was. Yep.
You know how Eric, you were saying like they already did this basically, and Jason Takes Manhattan. Well, obviously someone thought they had needed to up the ante.
I guess
because drawing the whole her anatomy project or whatever on her body wasn't enough. They had to introduce a little S&M in there.
I guess, but you know what? I'll say this: at least the nipples in Takes Manhattan were real, and they didn't fall off the woman in like Jason X. Okay. And the thing is, like, of course, my wife's seen this movie before, but she was on the iPad on the couch while I was watching this, and that's the part where she looks up to watch, and she just looks at me, gives me that shake. And the worst part was not just that, you know, I mean, it's a joke, either it hits or it doesn't, but you also hear those plink noises when like they fall off of her chest and fall on the ground. I'm like, oh boy.
Well, and this, let's see if it'll actually work. Oh, it's actually working. It's because I don't have audio with it. But this I thought was really cool. The fact that they brought up, they had little nanotechnology bringing him back. Because honestly, when I first saw this, I thought that's it. He's done for. What are they going to do with the rest of the time?
I love that scene. And this was something like me and my friend, he's a huge Friday the 13th fan too. And we've always said, just shoot him in the fucking head. You know what I mean? He's gone. And we finally get a movie where someone's smart enough to blow his head up. And if he hadn't, of course, fallen where he shouldn't have fallen, I think he would have finally been gone. They could have finally shot his body out into space, because they did do this whole, you know, Cronenberg said the fact that he can regenerate dead tissue, and Rowan already said we tried to hang him and, you know, execute him and this and that. So all they had to do was pick him up and dump him into space. He would have finally been gone. So it was kind of cool to see he was definitively killed as much as possible, like for the first time since part 4. So that was kind of cool to see again happen in this franchise.
Absolutely. I agree.
Although I gotta say, the whole dominatrix outfit that he put her in, I was like, you could have just upgraded her. She didn't need to come out looking like that, but whatever. But I did make a note when she was blowing crap out of Jason, when she blew his leg off. I was like, I don't know, I was just being a sarcastic little shit. I said to the TV, I'm like, what are you gonna do now? Hop? And when he actually did, I was like, damn it, Jason. No, I was similar to Barb, like, because I didn't really remember this film. When they finally blew his head off, I was like, hang on, we've still got like 20 minutes of film left, and he's dead. Like, he's like dead, like his head's gone dead. And then when the nano stuff started, I was like, no, why didn't you move him? Why didn't you leave him in the exact spot where he could be why is everyone so stupid in this movie? And then I just, started ranting again. And then I was like, it gave him a new mask, really, like these nanos were kind of like crawling up and thinking to themselves, oh yeah, we need to make sure he looks super cool when he's regenerated. So he didn't just regenerate his face.
as bad as the dialogue and as quick cuts, from we got to get him into the future somehow. We got to give the backstory by this weird mystery guy that's on the telephone and tells him who Jason is. If you pay attention, there is some computer dialogue that they're trying to redo the damaged tissue, like what they did with Azrael when his arm was ripped off, or when Brodsky was injured. They try to fix the damaged tissue. It said it was impossible to do. So then there's some stupid dialogue. You're probably not paying attention because you hate these characters. Then it cuts back to unable to repair original tissue, I guess you would say. Then they say replacement tissue being generated. So there, air quotes, is an explanation. I'm not saying it's smart, Rachel, but there is an explanation. You probably missed it because of these dumbass
Eric,
characters.
Take anything. Yeah, I will take anything. But,
what are your thoughts, Joanna? Anything to?
Cool.
Sorry. Anything to add?
I was just saying, yeah.
Okay, so Eric, did you say that you like Jason X better than Jason Goes to Hell, or vice versa?
I like it.
Tell me why.
I like Jason X better than Freddy versus Jason, is what I said.
Okay.
Because there are at least 2 characters I like in this movie, and I hated them all in Jason X. I love Jason Goes to Hell just because it's just so much fun. From beginning to end, I think every single character is fun. The kills are fun. I don't give 2 shits about the body hopping because, again, he's already been resurrected from the grave, fought a girl, telekinesis, been on a boat to New York. I don't care about that mystical stuff. Walked around, like Barb likes when I say, he was walking around the sewers like a drunken baby, hanging with the Ninja Turtles. I mean, I don't care about that. But with Jason Goes to Hell, it's just fun from beginning to end. Great soundtrack, great characters, great gore. So that's why I love Jason Goes to Hell. But the reason why I like it more than Freddy versus Jason is I just can't stand any of those characters that isn't Freddy or Jason. And Jason was kind of lame himself in Freddy versus Jason, in my opinion.
And that's Jason Goes to Hell is one that I'm going to eventually do with a review with Eric, because it's one that really has kind of fallen off my radar. And I thought it might be a good one to just, I guess, dive back into it and talk about all the Easter eggs too, like the Necronomicon and stuff like that are in there. And
yeah, it's not for everyone. I 100% understand why people do not like that one, because it's not a Jason movie. I get it, but Jason's in the movie. It's just the hockey mask isn't in it, and that's what people get pissed about. So, or at least the people that I talk to that don't like that film. And I 100% understand their frustrations with it, but you know what? I'm the one watching the movie, so that's all that matters to me.
Well, and you had Adam Marcus on your channel too, not that long ago, right?
I interviewed him in December, I think it was. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. He's known Sean Cunningham ever since he was a kid. Like, his best friend is Noel, Sean's son. So we got into a lot of Sean Cunningham and that troublesome production, and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff with Jason Goes to Hell, but it's still, like I said, it's just a fun ride from beginning to end with me.
Yeah. Is there anyone, I'm curious if there's anyone in the chat that actually liked Jason Goes to Hell. The reason I'm asking this is because it gets ripped a lot. It gets ripped on a lot. So I'm always fascinated by the people that enjoy something that's not necessarily one of the top 3 or the top 5 in a franchise. This one's one that, of course, it's Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick liked it.
Yeah.
And Patrick's interviewed Adam twice, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that, Patrick. That's really cool. Yeah, the little bit that I saw on your channel of Adam Marcus, he seemed like a cool guy.
He's real fun.
I do have a question for everyone here on this little horror panel. Being that those nanobots put him back together in such a way that bullets were just dinging off of him, just essentially just like armored. I mean, fully armored from head to toe. If he wouldn't have been shot out into the atmosphere, would he been killed at all? I mean, from the end, it shows the couple that's like, oh, let's go check it out. So it's going to start all over again. But my question is, had he not been shot out, do you think he would have been destroyed at all? How can you destroy him when he's like that?
I mean, do you mean if he's just floating out in space, the whole time? Can he be killed, if that's what you're talking about?
Well, if he had not been shot out into the atmosphere like that, would there have even been a way? I mean, obviously, he's still lived at the end.
Exploded? Although I guess he didn't explode with the ship, which, oh god, that final shot of him hurtling towards the shuttle made me laugh so hard. But I mean, he's pretty indestructible, Jason. Which I don't know Jason lore, but I'm like watching this movie and I'm like,
it doesn't matter, Rachel. It doesn't matter. By the time you get to Jason X, you don't worry about the lore. Don't. It's better that you don't.
I was like, how why doesn't he die? Like, because like other killers we know can be a bit like, you know, supernaturally enhanced. Like Michael's a bit supernaturally enhanced, and Freddy's obviously supernatural, but like Michael can still die, but like Jason doesn't die. Like, why? What is he? Is there something in the law that has made it so that he can't die? Because I'm like watching this film like, what is it going to take to kill this dude? Like, they're like pumping him full of bullets and like, you know, bombing him and all of this, and he's just walking on through like it's just another day in the park.
The easiest way to explain it would be, because since you're a newbie to the franchise, is he's alive from parts 2 to 4. He like is legitimately alive. Corey Feldman kills him in part 4. We have the fake Jason in part 5. He's literally resurrected like the Frankenstein monster with lightning bolt in the 6th one. So he is dead or undead from 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so he's just undead being. Okay, and then we jump to Jason X, and that's why, because again, you know, the one thing about Jason X, it's very tongue in cheek, and they realize it's the 10th movie, and the guy can't be killed. So that's why Cronenberg says, you know, his ability to fix damaged tissue. So they basically said, you know what, fuck it. He can't die. And that was their easiest way to explain it. Was the couple drop lines. And is it ever explained how he's like Wolverine and can like just make himself all better? No. Don't go down that rabbit hole. It's not worth it. Just accept it for what it is. The guy can't die. You know what I mean? Yeah. If some people can accept that Michael Myers is controlled by the fucking stars and druids, you can accept the fact that Jason can't be killed.
Fair. It's fair.
All right.
Well, now I know for me, my favorites, I guess at the top would be like Michael Myers and the Scream. So I guess and that's probably because Ghostface is different every time. It just gives you something different to look forward to. You're like, it's not gonna be the same person. Who's under the mask this time? But I think Michael Myers, the fact that he's kind of a just slow walker, but he still manages to get every kill that he wants. And then Jason would probably be like my third favorite. For you guys, obviously the two other ladies, you know, prefer Freddy, but if you had your top 3, who would your top 3 be for horror icons or franchises even?
I'll let the ladies go first.
Joanna, you want to go first?
Okay. Yeah. So of course Freddy, and then Jason, and then probably Pinhead.
Oh, Pinhead!
Very nice.
Wild card.
Nice. Yes.
Oh, that's a good one. Gee, it's funny you mentioned Pinhead because oh god, the actor's name has completely slipped my mind.
Doug Bradley.
That's the one, Doug Bradley. So I was watching Shudder dropped its In Search of Darkness 90s version, and Doug Bradley was in there talking, and he was talking about how him and Kane Hodder apparently were talking at some convention, and Kane was all like, oh, I've got so many more kills than you do. Jason has so many more kills than Pinhead. And then Doug Bradley brought up a scene in one of the Pinhead movies where he wipes out an entire nightclub, and he's like, who's got more kills now, Kane? And I just love the fact that, you know, these guys like meet up and, you know, they talk about this stuff and they, you know, they engage with each other. And I just thought that was really, really funny because like Kane's got a lot of kills. Like he's probably got more kills than your average person because he has played Jason so many times. But yeah, it was really funny to see Doug be like, nah, man, Pinhead's got it. So that's funny that you mentioned him. My top guy is Michael Myers, and it's actually really interesting because I'm watching Jason X yesterday, and I'm trying to figure out why Michael works for me, but Jason doesn't, because they're essentially a similar archetype in that you don't know why they kill. You know, Michael, you never know why he kills. You never really know the reason. And it's kind of similar because I'm watching Jason yesterday, and I'm like, dude, what are you going to do? Are you going to kill all the people on this plane and then just float around in space forever? What's your plan, man? What are we doing? Like, do you have a plan? What's going to happen after you kill everyone and then you're just left on a ship by yourself? But yeah, so it's really weird because Michael has terrified me since I first saw him. When I first saw 1978 Halloween, I couldn't look out the freaking window after watching that because Michael Myers scared the crap out of me so badly. But Jason has never scared me. And I'm not saying that if I actually came across Jason in real life, I wouldn't crap my pants and run away. But on screen, he doesn't do anything for me. And yeah, I'm like, it just must be something about the setting or the character, because he's when you look at it, he's really not that different from Michael. He's like a great white shark. He's coming after you. But yeah, Jason's never done it for me. So So Michael's definitely my number one because he scares the crap out of me so badly. After that would be Ghostface, because similar to Barb, I love the fact that Ghostface is always someone different. And that's why I've never, ever wanted a repeat Ghostface. The way people are like, bring Stu back, bring so-and-so back. I'm like, no, Ghostface must always be different. That is the legacy of Ghostface. And that is, for me, what makes the Scream movies like fun. Part of what makes them fun is guessing who's Ghostface, and then you get your reveals. And then third for me is, I mean, it's not so much because of the franchise, but more just because I love the single original movie so much and I love him so much, but it's Candyman for me. Because just the original Candyman. I always joke with my husband. I'm like, if I came across Candyman in a deserted car park, I'd be so fucked, because he would say, "Be my victim," and I'd be like, "Yes, okay, take me now, Tony Todd," because he's just so beautiful.
Hey, even I find him sexy. Okay,
right.
I'd be hypnotized and be covered in bees. Trust me.
The voice, the depth, and the "be my victim" and the hell, and what I love about Candyman is he has an almost vampire quality to him, in that him coming after you is like a mix of romance but also extreme violence, and it's like a very odd combination of those two. And yeah, so I mean, I have seen the bad sequels with Tony Todd, and they're not great. But I do love the 2021. But no, Candyman to me, he's number 3, because I love everything about the mythos and Tony Todd. I still cannot believe that they wanted Eddie Murphy for that role, because like, what the hell, man?
They did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah. He was their first pick. But they decided they wanted someone taller, so that's why they went with. I mean, I guess if you watch like Vampire in Brooklyn, you might get a slight idea of what.
And what does that say about us women too? That we're like, you just have such a beautiful voice. You can definitely.
Hey, what does that say about me? I said he'd have me too. I don't care.
There you go. All would be Candyman's victims. It would just be way too easy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I was considering with my answers with Candyman, but he is so damn cool. The thing is, like, that's the thing about Clive Barker, and like with Pinhead as well. If it's a Clive Barker creation, they're doing all these violent, disgusting things. But it's like if Shakespeare was doing it. You know what I mean? They have these regal, proper, attitudes. You know what I mean? Like the first time we see Candyman, when he's, when we know what happens, Helen wakes up, the dog is no longer alive and the baby's missing, but he's walking down to her with his hands behind his back, just slowly stepping, like, he's like an aristocrat. You know what I mean? And so is Pinhead. So that's why I like them. I kind of alluded to it earlier. We said, who do we like better? And I said, Jason, because of the look and the creativity, just, how he's changed throughout the years. And I will say Freddy, because of the creativity with what he can do and his personality. And I will give a shout out to Jackie Earle Haley. He was a really great Freddy, despite what people think of the reboot. And then honestly, I'll pull out a dark horse too. I'm going to go with Chucky, because I love, sometimes you just like a killer that's an asshole. You know what I mean? And that's what Chucky is. He's people can say he's not intimidating because he's just a doll. That's fine. But a personality goes a long way. And with Brad Dourif giving him this personality, and Brad really changed with the times as the series went from a serious horror movie, as serious as you can be with the first one, to straight up camp, to back to being scary again, to camp again, to a TV show. It shows how good he's grown with this character. He's, Barb, we talked about him on our Father's Day special. He's a vicious murderer, but he will stick up for his kid. You know what I mean? He's got a little bit of morals when it comes to himself. And it's just, like I said, an attitude goes a long way. So I think he's just an underappreciated horror villain, because he gets swallowed up with Jason and Michael and Freddy and Ghostface. Even Leatherface is usually outranking him and stuff like that. So I'll say number 3 would be Chucky for me.
That's cool. And you know what? And maybe this has been compared before, but isn't Chucky just a short version of Freddy?
Pretty much.
kind of. Yeah, you can see the
I
comparison.
think Chucky's
definitely.
I think Chucky's a bigger asshole. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He's more
definitely.
angry than Freddy is. Freddy has times of being smooth. You're not gonna fucking see Chucky on a skateboard or the broomstick or anything like that. He doesn't have time for that.
He doesn't. That's so
Chucky
true.
is great. I swear, one of the things I love about that doll is how foul-mouthed he is. You know, it is just hilarious, just how gross he can be sometimes. But you know what? He is also an ally. He said so in the most recent TV show. He's like, "Hey, I have a queer kid. I'm an ally." And I'm like, you know what? Chucky's going to murder you and everything, but he will be your ally. He'll definitely stick up for you at Pride.
Well, one of the things I wanted to say is Eric and I had talked about eventually diving into that franchise. I just thought it'd be kind of cool because a lot of the times and we've talked about this, how you normally will hear about Scream or Friday the 13th or Halloween, but you really don't hear a lot about, in the YouTube land, you don't really hear a lot about the, Chucky and the TV series and maybe it's just not landing in my algorithms. I don't know. But you hear about the other three more than you hear about the Child's Play franchise. Yeah. So we thought it'd be cool eventually to kind of go down that rabbit hole and just talk about, the different things. Like we had mentioned Seed of Chucky as a movie that, yeah, people don't talk about it much, but it's great.
There are reasons why. Like I said, it took me a handful of viewings to appreciate it, but if you've only seen it once or twice, it's gonna be the bathtub scene or the nipple clamp. You know what I mean? It's like this is rough. The one that sticks out, in the franchise.
Poor Glenn.
I think having and Rachel, I think I may have mentioned to you too how in September we have a plan. It's me, Eric, and a couple other guys that we just met that are going to get together and talk about the entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise.
Yeah, that's a big undertaking. That's a
huge undertaking. So August is my month to just kind of go back and watch. It's like just under 13 hours of TV screen time. So, and me, I can sit there. I know some people can't do this. They can't sit in front of a TV that long. My husband is the same way. Like, you get him in front of a TV for 2-3 hours. That's it. He's going to tap out. Me, I grew up with my mom who back then they didn't call it binging. They called it marathon, a movie.
Marathoning. Yes.
Yes. When the word binging first came out, I hated it. I don't know if you were the same way, Rachel, but I was like, that's not a binge. That's a marathon.
Yeah. We're old school. We do movie marathons here and we have things on DVD. Okay. None of this streaming binging nonsense.
And we went to the video stores, damn it.
Right.
Oh, God, I missed the video store.
Spent 2 hours in the video store, and we always left with the same fucking movie we got every Friday. Yeah.
That's true. But I think a lot of horror fans in particular really miss the video store because I don't know about you guys, but one of my interests in horror was going to the video store and going through the horror aisle because the movie posters, especially in the 80s and the 90s when I grew up, were so very cool. And you would see these awesome like movie boxes and you'd be like, what is this movie about? And you don't have that anymore, you don't. And I know like there are other people like my husband says that he's like, I used to love wandering through the horror section because all of the covers were so cool and I wanted to watch all these movies. So I think we did lose something when we lost video stores and video art as well, the way it used to. I mean, the 80s and the 90s in particular, like cover art was so great. I mean, you mentioned Jason Goes to Hell and I instantly got an image of that bloody worm coming in through the mask, and you don't have those iconic shots anymore. And all of the Freddy movies, all of the Jason movies, they all had those amazing cover arts. And it's just lost now. You just turn on
the poster art for Jason X is really damn cool in my opinion. When you have half of it classic Jason, half of it Uber, you got the machete and you got the girl screaming in the middle. Some people say it's generic. I think it looks pretty damn cool. The way the shades and the black and all of it's used. Yeah.
Well, you see Creepy Duck, when
love Creepy Duck.
Yes. Yep. When different variations have come out, it's always kind of fun to see what comes of that too, as far as posters and things goes, and I used to think Creepy Duck was just someone on the internet that was creating these things, but they actually sell these posters, don't they? Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And I mean, I love Photoshop. So I sometimes will like mess around and try and make like different, I made a Scream 7 poster when, not Scream 7, Scream 6, I think, like long before it came out. And I did do one for Scream 7 with like a broken TV because everyone was talking about Stu. And it's just really fun to like try and recreate like these old posters and stuff, because that art, it really has been lost. I mean, you look at movie posters now and they're so generic, and especially horror movies. Like if I pulled out my horror collection, like all the ones from 2000 on are so generic, whereas all the ones from like the 80s and the 90s are just much, much cooler. And yeah, we've really lost that art form. So yeah, Creepy Duck is a great one. I love following his work.
Something that I wanted to mention as we're kind of wrapping up here, because we've taken enough of your time, people. It's been an hour, and thank you all of you who have been.
Hey, they know what they're getting when the four of us get together. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if they know Eric's here and I'm here, they know that there's gonna be some ranting and there's gonna be some. I know long speeches.
Joanna's like the
comic relief.
Sleeper cell. I was going to say sleeper cell because you'll come out with zingers here and there. Like, you may seem mild, and then she comes out with zingers about those nipple clamps. So, watch out for her. Movie posters now suck. Well, some of them do, and some of them are pretty awesome.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Just so you guys know, like what we're cooking up in the future, I'm so excited about this, and it's not until December, but we were just talking about earlier. Now, because Joanna and Rachel are huge Freddy fans, I knew they would be down for this. We were thinking, Freddy being in, having the red and green sweater, like, got me thinking about Christmas and how sometime in December we're gonna have to nail Rachel down when she's not doing holiday things and doing family stuff. And, because obviously you've picked up on the fact that she's not from around here. She's from Australia. So things are, we always have to kind of play around with the time zones just a little bit, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Rachel.
I know. Ugh, those Australians, damn them.
But we were thinking about diving, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's a reason I brought that up is because we would like to do something like that in December sometime, where we cover all of the movies that are in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise and the highlights and the parts that we loved and the parts that you loved, and just kind of combine it all together like a big cohesive horror project. So that's something that we'll have in December. I'm sure we'll do some kind of project in between now and then again, when all of our calendars fit nicely, at one time. But that's what you have to look forward to in December. And then Texas Chainsaw is that get together is in September. So a lot of fun things. And if you guys think of anything like a topic that we could do in between now and December, drop us some comments and give us some ideas on, now that you've heard all of our top 3, maybe give us something within the top 3 that we would love, or come up with something that we didn't mention that maybe we should watch. Oh, no snacks tonight. No, but you know what, Nathan, I'm going to bring up is when we get together for Freddy, we're all going to come up with a drink. We're all going to create a drink that is Freddy themed. So that's the plan for that. But then also for Texas Chainsaw, we have some ideas for that, don't we, Eric?
Yeah, we
do. Oh, I'm worried now
do.
looking at Eric's face.
We do. Oh, this was a long conversation me and Barb had, Rachel. Trust me. We put a lot of thought into what we're specifically going to be eating when we talk about, inbred cannibals from Texas. So
we have to make it
Definitely
interesting.
have to tune in for that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to have to try to put it at, what time did we schedule that for? It was like 7 at night, right?
Oh God!
Oh, I can usually catch it. Like it's usually during the day. It's just whether or not I've got something on. So but I will definitely try and catch that. You guys should try and make head cheese. That's what Texas Chainsaw was originally going to be called.
What is head cheese made of? I don't even know.
It's basically like offal and like a bunch of like meats and like really nasty stuff all kind of mixed together. And that's why they were going to call the movie Head Cheese, because, the inbred family all kind of, So just an idea.
Right.
Oh, of course you love that idea.
Head cheese is a jellied meat loaf made from the head of a pig or calf, set in its own gelatin-rich aspic, and is not a dairy cheese. Simmering.
Yummy.
Okay, I'm not gonna. You guys can have fun on Google. I am not eating head cheese for this 3-hour fucking stream with you, Barb. It's not gonna happen.
Eric, listen, how dedicated are you?
Not that dedicated.
Not that dedicated.
I'll be in the chat that night.
Did you see this? Eric discussed Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I think we have it on our list, Barb.
Especially
You
like
and
a comparison between like the old one and the new one. And
that's
you know,
on our list.
I mean,
But
the old one.
me and Barb are to discuss the remake and the original. I have no problem. You know me, I'll discuss Pet Cemetery in my sleep, Barb.
Joanna,
that's
were you
my
a
favorite
fan?
horror movie of all time.
Were you a fan, Joanna,
the original,
of the?
I'm guessing, Eric.
The original, yes.
Yeah.
Were you
The original?
Joanna? Yeah. Were you a fan of either one, the original or the remake?
The original, I have not given the remake a chance yet. I'm a little nervous about doing it,
Okay.
but I guess I can.
Let me say this. I'll say this. Now, again, I'm the guy that always says remake everything because you can still get a good movie out of it. You know what I mean? And the original is not going anywhere, no matter what anyone says. Pet
Indeed.
Cemetery '89 is my favorite horror movie of all time. I was super excited.
Wow.
I went opening night for the remake in the theaters, and I left very, very happy. There are some improvements. There are some things that are much worse. Like, there's less of this character in the remake. There's more of this character. I think they improved on the Creed's relationship. I think they got better actors. I'm not going to be me, but I think that have more of a chemistry as a married couple in the remake. John Lithgow is not trying to be Fred Gwynn as Judd Crandall, and I really appreciated that, and it came off really well. So is it as good as the original? In my opinion, no, but it's a very solid remake. So I do recommend it.
That's for you, Eric. That one's for you.
I bet you'll say there's also a prequel. For what? Pet Cemetery? There's a prequel to the remake, yes.
What was it called?
Bloodlines. Of course, because everything has to be bloodlines in the whole.
Bloodlines.
Hellraiser,
Yeah.
bloodlines. This is
now.
bloodlines. That's bloodlines. Eventually, we'll have
Bloodlines,
Friday the 13th bloodlines, Leprechaun bloodlines. Yeah, it'll happen.
Jake has a lot to say about that. I know Jake didn't like Bloodlines.
I can understand why. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, did you?
Cemetery. Okay.
See, this is what I love is when you have two people, one that really enjoys something and one that really feels strongly against it. There is no remake. Okay.
Oh, there is. I got the Blu-ray right back
remake?
there, buddy. I got the special edition Blu-ray. I'll watch it tonight just out of spite.
Jake, I didn't know that you didn't like the remake. I didn't know that. I knew you didn't like Bloodlines, but I didn't know you didn't like the remake. But anyway.
Hey, just depends. I mean, one of my most unpopular opinions is I prefer the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the 2003, to the original.
Right.
Like, I give the original mad props for everything it did and the importance it holds in horror movie history, but I would much prefer to watch the 2003 one because it's got a bit more of a story, a bit more, some emphasis on Leatherface. I thought it was better, and I know that there are people who will crucify me for that. So I'm glad.
Really? I feel okay. I feel like, and I know we've gotten so off the rails away from Jason at this point. But
Barb, our Father's Day stream ended with 20 minutes talking about nachos and food. Okay.
Yes.
I know. I'm always down to talk about food. We could have an entire episode just talking about snacks. I'd be good with that.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
And I mean, Rachel, and I get distracted easy. So Rachel could start talking about Vegemite, and I'd be like, well, now what's in Vegemite anyway?
No, but it's delicious.
Well, it's one of those things that you have to really have a thin layer on your crackers or whatever, right?
Yeah. Look, we could do a whole stream where I teach you guys how to eat Vegemite on toast. So we can just definitely set that aside for later. And I'll bring it all on. I'll bring my toaster on and my Vegemite and be like, now
we'll do that doing our Wolf Creek stream, so we'll go full Australian and everything.
There we go. Oh, bloody Wolf Creek. That got so built up for me. And when I finally saw it and I was like, oh, this is not that scary. Do you guys actually know about Ivan Milat, the guy that this was based on? Watch that. That's scary. I didn't actually think Wolf Creek was that scary. I know. I went in. I know Barb looked shocked. I went in completely ready to be blown away at how scary it was. And I came out of it going, it's just another day in Australia. Whatever.
You know what I think?
No,
I think Rachel needs to give us 5, like 3 to 5 movies that are like Australia based that we should look into. Like Boar, I'll tell you, Boar is a good one. Set in the outback.
The thing with Australian cinema is, I know this is going to sound really bad, like I hate my country, which I don't. I love Australia, but Australian cinema I don't love because a lot of the time it falls into the category of let's set everything in the outback and pretend that we all live out in the middle of the desert and pretend that we all talk like this, mate, and sound like want a shrimp on the Barbie. And it's like that's
they're all the
parodies
of Australia.
Yeah, but every so often you will get an Australian film that comes along that I'm like, okay, this is an actual really good film. And our horror films are actually pretty good. And especially in recent years, there have been quite a few that have been come out. Like they had Talk to Me, and there were a couple of others that came out. One from like 10, 15 years ago that is quite good is Lake Mungo. If you guys have seen that one, that one's a really kind of slow burn, like ghost story type one. So yeah, horror we're okay at, but in general, Australian cinema, nah. Do not love.
Okay, interesting. Any final thoughts that we want to mention to anyone before we sign out?
Yes, Jason X sucks and Freddy versus Jason is better.
Don't listen to her. She was drinking before the stream. She doesn't know what she's saying. I beg to differ.
Got my Irish coffee going on.
Exactly.
And Jason is immortal. Crocodile Dundee and Wolf Creek kind of ruined it for Australia, but you got Mad Max at least.
That's true.
The Mad Max films are good. They are fun. Yeah. Don't watch Crocodile Dundee. That's a whole mess of crap.
We don't have another 2 hours for Rachel to vent on Paul Hogan and what he's done to her country.
Throw a shrimp on the Barbie is one of the most damaging. I hate that thing. No one in Australia calls it shrimp, for one. It's prawns, and no one is throwing it on the barbecue. We eat them fresh, so it's like, come on, get it right. So yeah, Crocodile Dundee ruined Australia. It's just so bad. Oh man. I'm just like, we'll do a whole stream, okay, on Australia, because like there are so many myths about this country. The fact that people think that everything here can kill you, which is just not true, and like. Americans are always like, oh, I don't want to come to Australia because they have poisonous snakes and spiders. I'm like, yeah, but snakes and spiders are generally going to stay out of your way. You guys go hiking and there's bloody mountain lions just, strolling along next to you. So I don't know why you're scared about snakes and spiders when like you guys have mountain lions and bears and all of this stuff that can like kill you so bad.
I was wondering if we were going to get another cat sighting.
You saw the mountain lion and it appears, yeah.
Yes. Ukraine.
I'm sure she has very strong opinions about everything.
Indeed.
They always do.
This is our second get together. I just want to first say, thank all of you three for hanging out and just talking about horror stuff. I mean, it's just
love it. I love coming on here.
It's fun. It's fun chatting with friends about it. Like watching a movie by yourself is one thing, but actually watching it and then getting to talk about it with your favorite people is kind of a whole other thing. So thank you.
Hey, I always appreciate the invite. Yeah, you know that.
Mm-hmm. And I was excited when you messaged me and say, come on the stream. I'm like, yes. Especially if Eric's here, because he and I have such polar opposite opinions on almost everything. So it's always so much fun.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Barb to pull the trigger on the Scream 3 stream with the three of us.
That'll be a big one. Yes.
Joanna, were you a fan of Scream 3? I don't remember if you had said.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it.
You liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
No strong feelings against or for. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be Switzerland about that one.
Sometimes that's the best way. And to the chat, thank you. One of these times we'll have to talk about snacks, and maybe bring a little snack on the show, and because food is life. I don't know, food is life.
Very philosophical, Bob.
I was waiting to see if my husband would pop up and say hello on the chat. And
Maybe he thinks this is another Zoom instead of a live. So.
Like, I told him that we were going live, and usually he'll wait until the very last minute and he'll post something right before we end the show, and he hasn't done it. And I,
there you go. See, he knows better because.
Oh,
For the first
hey, Frank.
half an hour or 40 minutes of this stream, my husband was in the room because then he had to go to work, but he can only hear my half of the conversation. So I'm thinking to myself when I'm going on about nipple clamps, I'm like, oh God, what does he think we're talking about? Like, yeah, he's going to say to me afterwards, he's like, babe, wasn't your stream about a horror movie? And it's going to be like, yeah, babe, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, you can, I'll show you.
Yeah, Barb had the
sometimes
pictures. Don't worry, we'll show you.
Oh, and just so everyone knows before we log off, I had so many more photos and videos, but StreamYard was not cooperating tonight. And it was not cooperating. And I'm thinking, I pay for the bells and whistles now, and it better work. It better work.
It pays to be
we will
cheap.
send a strongly worded letter to StreamYard.
I shall. Damn it. But you guys, let us know in the chat after we've logged off and whatnot, what kind of snacks you think we should try for next time. What kind of movies? I think we should do an episode where we're just talking about random horror. I don't know. Where it's not necessarily any specific review, but maybe the next time we get together, we just talk about like favorite highlights of certain things that we've seen and what we think about horror back in the 80s versus now. Anything, just random stuff.
You know me, Barb. As long as I just have enough notice and I can get my nap and the dates don't change, I'm all for it.
I really don't know what he's talking about. And on that note, goodbye, everyone.
See ya.